Becky Lynch defeats Bayley and Lyra Valkyria to retain WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship at WWE Evolution 2025. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In one of the most emotionally charged and technically brilliant matches of the year, Becky Lynch successfully retained the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship at WWE Evolution 2025 against not just one, but two of the most dangerous challengers in the division, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This wasn't just a title defense. This was personal, a story of legacy, betrayal, and hunger, wrapped in layers of pride and pain. 3 women, 1 prize, and in the end, the man stood tall, scarred, but victorious. How did Becky survive a war against her past and future? Why were emotions running so high between her and Lyra Valkyria? And what's next for Bayley after falling short once again? Let's break down the build-up, the match itself, and the aftermath in this in-depth 4,000-word feature covering WWE Evolution 2025's most intense triple threat match. Setting the stage, why this match mattered. The WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship has quickly become one of the most prestigious titles in the women's division since its reintroduction earlier this year. And at the center of that spotlight is none other than Becky Lynch, who captured the title in a dramatic bout against Raquel Rodriguez in early 2025. But as soon as Becky began her reign, the vultures started circling. First, there was Bayley, who had just come off a heartbreaking WrestleMania loss and was determined to get back into the title picture. Then there was Lyra Valkyria, a rising star with deep personal ties to Becky Lynch herself. Lyra was once Becky's protégé. Mentored by the man, she came into WWE with expectations and pressure heavier than most. And as she quickly rose through the ranks, her relationship with Becky turned from mentorship into rivalry. I was taught to fight like Becky Lynch. But now, I fight to beat Becky Lynch. On the April 29th episode of Raw, Lyra confronted Becky after a tag match gone wrong, declaring that she wanted her shot. Not just at the title, but at proving she was more than a student. Meanwhile, Bayley wasn't staying silent either. After pinning Becky in a tag match 1 week later, she demanded inclusion in the title match at Evolution. WWE official Adam Pearce made it official, a triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental title. And just like that, the match was set. Tensions rise, friends turned foes. The build-up to WWE Evolution was electric. Bayley accused Becky of protecting Lyra, of treating her like a baby sister, and of being too sentimental to handle the pressure of a triple threat. Meanwhile, Lyra made it clear she wasn't coming for Becky's approval, she was coming for her crown. Becky's too busy playing mama hen. But guess what? I've got no feelings left. Just fight. She made me who I am. Now, I destroy her. That's Evolution. Becky Lynch, ever the cool veteran, kept her promos grounded in reality but not without fire. Bayley's lost her edge. Lyra's chasing ghosts. I'm not the past. I'm the present, and I'm still the future. The go-home Raw saw a brutal brawl between all 3 women after a contract signing broke down. Lyra dove from the top rope onto both Becky and Bayley at ringside, shouting, "I'm ready now." The crowd erupted. WWE Evolution 2025. The match begins. The Barclays Center was on fire for WWE Evolution 2025. And when the triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship was up next, the energy became electric. First came Bayley. Focused, aggressive, no hugger gear, no damage control. Just Bayley, the fighter. Then Lyra Valkyria, with her ethereal entrance, wings spread, eyes burning with intent. And finally, Becky Lynch. The man, the champion, wearing black and gold gear with "Legacy on my back" stitched into her jacket. The match started with chaos from the jump. Bayley went after Becky. Lyra went after Bayley. Becky went after Lyra. The pace was fast, and the brutality immediate. Chops, suplexes, springboard dropkicks. Lyra hit a flying crossbody to the outside on both women. Bayley powerbombed Becky onto the announcer's table. Becky suplexed Lyra into the barricade. Within the first 10 minutes, all 3 were down, and the crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." Tactics, drama, and heart. The match slowed down midway through as Bayley isolated Lyra with stiff knee strikes and an attempted top rope elbow, which Lyra countered into a neckbreaker. Becky returned with fury, hitting a Bexploder on Bayley, then countering Lyra's Enzouigiri into the disarm her. But before Lyra could tap, Bayley broke it up with a sliding forearm. The storytelling was beautiful, Becky protecting Lyra, then having to fight her. Bayley exploiting their history, constantly goading them into emotional mistakes. Becky, you gonna fight your little sister? Do it. Lyra finally snapped and hit both women with a top rope moonsault, nearly getting a 3 count on Bayley. The crowd was now entirely on their feet. In a spine-tingling moment, Becky and Lyra stood nose to nose in the center of the ring. No words, just fists. They traded blows until both collapsed to thunderous applause. Climax and finish. With all 3 women battered, the final stretch of the match was a flurry of finishers, counters, and close calls. Bayley hit Bayley to belly on Becky, kick out at 2. Lyra hit her devastating spinning heel kick on Bayley, Becky broke it up. Becky hit the manhandle slam on Lyra, Bayley dragged the ref out of the ring to stop the count. The frustration boiled over. Becky hit Bayley with a chair to the back, not caring about disqualifications in a triple threat. She turned to finish Lyra, but Lyra countered into a roll-up, 2.9. Becky staggered up, caught Lyra midair as she attempted another moonsault, and hit a second manhandle slam, this time onto Bayley, who had just gotten up. Becky pinned Bayley. 1, 2, 3. The aftermath, respect, tension, and the future. Becky rolled off, gasping for breath. Her music hit. The crowd roared. She had retained the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship in one of the most grueling matches of her career. The referee handed her the belt. Becky looked at it, then at Lyra, who was still on one knee in the corner, glaring but clearly exhausted. Becky extended her hand. Lyra looked down, and walked past her, refusing to shake it. Not out of disrespect, but out of disappointment. Bayley, meanwhile, sat against the barricade, stunned, broken, and unsure where to go next. Backstage interviews saw Becky emotional. That was war. Those 2 women brought everything. And I'm proud to walk out champion, but more proud to share that ring with them. Lyra refused to speak. Bayley said only, "This chapter's closed. But I'm not done." Fan reaction and industry buzz. WWE Evolution 2025 trended worldwide, but this match in particular lit up the internet. Fans and critics alike called it a match of the year contender. On X, Becky vs. Lyra vs. Bayley trended #1 for 6 hours post-event. Sasha Banks tweeted, "Classic. That's how you elevate a title." Mickie James posted, "This was storytelling, wrestling, emotion, perfectly done." Podcasts and YouTubers raved about the pacing, the finish, and the potential for Lyra to take over the division one day. But for now, this was Becky's moment. What comes next for Becky, Lyra and Bayley? Becky Lynch's reign as Intercontinental Champion continues, and now she's elevated the title into a must-see attraction. Rumors are swirling that a returning Charlotte Flair may be next in line, or perhaps Jade Cargill, who has her eyes on gold again. Lyra Valkyria, despite losing, came out of the match with newfound respect. Many fans now see her as a future champion, and sooner than later. As for Bayley, it's unclear. Some believe this loss might push her into a darker, more desperate version of herself.